And our fifth and final differentiator, last but not least, actually was the one among the five that had the highest percentage of increase among the firms that gained in their employee engagement scores. As you can see, almost 7% increase. And that was employee well-being, focusing on the well-being, personal well-being, and benefits. So the best practice, moving to the next slide, is benefits that demonstrate a strong commitment to employee well-being. This one's really all about the employee needing to feel taken care of by the company. So the employers that scored higher on this one are the ones who demonstrate that. Here's a couple of examples relating to bullets number 3 and 4. As you can see, bullet number 3, hold meetings to put life work issues on the table and sort them out. That is actually a best practice that comes from Booz Allen and Hamilton, the consulting firm. They hold meetings where employees put all their life responsibilities out on the table. They have a group meeting with their teams, and they say, I've got to take care of my sick mother, and I have a child I need to get to school and pick up in the afternoon. And so they discuss these commitments, and they reach agreement about who's going to cover for whom at what time and how they're going to get the work done and cover for each other, and everyone will give and everyone will flex and make it happen. They refer to this as their corporate social contract. And one of the problems with downsizing is when you downsize, you lose some of that corporate social contract, and so special efforts need to be made to compensate for that. Number 3, we call it creating a red zone. Actually, that term comes from the Boston Consulting Group. That's just something that they have instituted in their culture. And what the red zone means is whenever an employee sees another employee approaching or already into a state of burnout or excessive stress, they bring it to the attention of the manager and the co-workers, and they all huddle and they say, we're going to have an intervention with this employee. And they gave an example of one manager who had been doing 60-plus hour weeks for several months and was not effective, was burned out, wasn't spending time with his family. And they came to him and said, we're going to figure out a way for you to get the work done, and you're going to take a vacation. And so that's just become, that practice has become part of their culture. So employees need to be given an orientation on what to notice. A lot of companies are doing stress management clinics and sessions to help recognize employees who are in that state. Joie de Vivre Hospitality, the chain of hotels I mentioned before, gives a month-long sabbatical to managers who've worked 3 years, because the managers in the hospitality industry are very, very hardworking and spend evenings and weekends doing their jobs. And so the CEO, Chip Conley of the Joie de Vivre, chose not to cancel it. And he said when they went through hard times, they thought about it, and they thought if we cancel that as a best practice, they would lose their culture, which is what has given them their distinctive employer brand and advantage. So those are the 5 practices. The big lesson for all employers, we think, is that a crisis is also an opportunity, and that opportunity is to forge an even stronger bond with their employees. For some leaders, when recessions come, they respond by going into a hunker-down mode, reduce headcount, cut every cost, and ride it out. But we believe in this economy, the best employers will gain market share while others cut back, which is where this quote comes in from Winston Churchill: kites rise highest against the wind, not with it. We believe that the true test of the best place to work is how they treat employees in times of crisis, and whether that crisis is a personal one or a business crisis. By paying more attention to the human side in the 5 ways we've presented today, we believe you can be one of those employers that rises higher during these unprecedented times. So I thank you for your interest and attention today. We look forward to any questions you might want to submit or any comments. And I will now turn things back to Greg Harris of Quantum Workplace.
Fantastic. Thank you, Leigh. Thank you, Mark. This is important information, and it's coming at an important time for all of our organizations. As we close, I want to describe a research opportunity that we're introducing as a response to these findings. Since releasing our preliminary report in December, several companies have indicated an interest in surveying the pulse of their employees with only these 6 items that we're talking about here, the ones that are found to be most critical to differentiating the winners from the losers in a down economy. Even though those 6 come from our comprehensive engagement survey, the request from clients was to create a turnkey mini-survey, if you will, with the capability of benchmarking against other companies in the study. And so when clients talk, we like to listen, and so we've launched or are about to launch an economic sensitivity survey, which goes live February 3rd. This study is open to any organization that wants to be active about managing employee engagement during a recession. And to keep costs as low as possible, participation requires that the survey be administered between February 3rd and February 27th. So if you want to understand employee perceptions about the issues that are impacted most by a recession, and if you like those results benchmarked against a few hundred peer organizations, including many recognized as best places to work, register for the study at quantumworkplace.com/ESS. Now, we know price and speed of administering the survey are crucial. Therefore, we've discounted our project fees with the hope of attracting as many participants as possible. The study fee will be between $750 and $1,250, depending on your company size. For an additional fee, Mark or Leigh themselves will present your results on a conference call and deliver a brief executive summary following the survey. Most managers in these times are going to make 1,000 excuses. Key employees will leave, worker productivity will decline, employee theft can even increase. Yet most managers will rationalize these effects with a sob story about the economy. Use this as an opportunity to demonstrate that your leadership team is as interested in employee feedback during rough times as it is during good times. Again, information about the Economic Sensitivity Survey is available at quantumworkplace.com/ESS. Our goal is to present information on this call that keeps the audience in front of these challenges, and I think Leigh and Mark have done a fantastic job with that. As a firm, Quantum Workplace exists with its research and its technology to help companies maintain magnetic workplaces. That brings our time to a close today. Thank you.